Okay, we are back online, and you missed Tompaa getting propeller and SBS losing propeller. So we have quite a role reversal here. So we'll see if SBS goes back after this, but he won't have the opportunity to save if he does. If it's going back for 1-1 versus doing 5-4 intended, I'm not sure it's even worth it to go back. 5-3 is much quicker to get to though, so that might be more worth it. SBS having some trouble on this fight. Okay, Tompaa's ahead and he does have propeller, so he's able to do 5-4 skip. Taking the safety save. Always recommended. I'm interested to see what SBS does here though. Because again, if he does go back for propeller, he does not have the chance to save. Looks like he's going back. Actually deciding not to after the vines. You'd have to take a forced death here to change the vines, and at that point it's definitely not worth it. Tompaa failing 5-4 once. Even failing and resetting the console after failing 5-4 skip like that should save time over SBS's doing the level normally. And he takes a death. That is very unfortunate. Now SBS is going back for propeller. After that death, it changes the vine cycles, so now he's able to do 5-4 skip if he can get propeller here. Tompaa with the second try, 5-4 skip. Meanwhile, SBS getting propeller. He gets to give his shot at 5-4 skip. But remember, if he fails it, he does not have a save with propeller. Because of that death SBS took, now he has to refight the Piranha. But this is a pattern that doesn't normally show up, so we'll see what he does about it. Because you always get the same consistent pattern in any percent. But she's losing propeller. Yeah, that's very rough. Just taking some time to wall kick and dies.
This way.
Let's see what pattern he gets this time. Same pattern.
Let's go.
I think it's just better to watch Tompaa at this point. He's moving on to World 8.
What? Let's go.
And SBS finally finishing up. We'll see if he goes for another propeller or not. Just running around the world map. Don't know why he's going back to 5-1. Doesn't really get anything from that. There's no propeller in this roulette block. And he's taking a forced death. Oh, now he's going to the mushroom house. This will be interesting. Don't really see this much. I don't think I've ever seen anyone go to a mushroom house mid-race. Gets a penguin suit. He just is getting... Nope. Doesn't get the propeller. That cycle had 2 propellers in it. Tompaa deciding to take a hot bath in 8-2. That one hurts since he skips the checkpoint. SBS just going into 5-4 is Small Mario. Tompaa skipping the checkpoint again. This time he's not going for the roller skip. So, when doing this level with Fire Flower, each time you kill an enemy, it produces a coin, and the coins actually count to the 5 enemy limit. So, if you have fire, you need to keep collecting the coins the enemy drops. So that's why I prefer Ice Flower on this level, personally. Meanwhile, Tompaa's finishing up 8-2 and he's going on to 8-7.
This way. Let's go.
SBS finishing up 5-4. SBS getting blocked by the vines. He has to take a forced death. I'd go to 5-5, but we'll see where he goes. Not quite sure what he's doing right now, but is he actually gonna play out 5-5? I mean, 5-5 does have a propeller in it, but it's not exactly the best move. Okay, that fourth death should change the vines and allow him to get to Ghost House. We'll see though. Yep.
Mario time.
He is just running back and forth.
It's a go time.
Tompaa's making his way through airship. We'll see what skips he goes for this time. Nice backup from SBS in that block section. And he spins too early. That death's always tough to deal with. But he does have the chance to get propeller again, so it's not the end of the world.
Go time.
This race is going better than the other two races. We have both players in World 8 at the same time, which has not happened so far during this match. SBS ground pounding into lava. Never ground pound on slopes in this game. Not a wise idea unless you know what you're doing. SBS is getting some extra fun meteor RNG. Hopefully you can get to the checkpoint this time. Wow, that's some rough meteor RNG there. Gets through. Both players have a 27:58, which is 3 minutes off a world record. SBS doing movement to damage boost as Small Mario. Not quite sure what he was going for there.
Mario #1! Woohoo!
I mean, Super Mario World's cape is definitely a more OP item, but Propeller has plenty of uses. Tompaa heading into the final castle.
Time.
SBS finally finishing up 8-1. Meanwhile, Tompaa's in the auto-scroller. There's no category that specifically bans prop, but there is low percent, which bans all power-ups and Yoshi. Low percent's an interesting category, but it doesn't have much popularity. As you can see how much trouble SBS is going through, beating these levels with Small Mario is no easy feat. SBS game overing. Thankfully, you can play all the Toad houses. I think he's gonna take his opportunity too. SB's got a propeller, fire flower, mushroom. An ice flower. He almost got everything. For the power-up panels, there are 6 different patterns, and there's 6 different patterns per world, but it's random which pattern you get. But there are specific blocks you can hit, and you can figure out which pattern it is within 3 hits if you know the patterns. The only one really worth memorizing is the one in World 2, though. It's very useful in canonless and other categories. Tompaa with the 3149. Second. Need to invite the runners to this Discord. One second, we're just waiting for Tompaa. Okay, we have both runners here.
Hello.
Hi.
So that was an eventful 90 minutes.
You could say that.
Oh boy. I mean, yeah, that was quite of a journey.
Honestly, during the first run, when I died in I don't even remember how early, I was like, man, I wish I was doing anything but playing this game right now. But then I started having a little fun, and that was okay. You know?
Yeah, I liked your journey to the mushroom houses.
Yeah, it was good.
See that often in any percent.
I figured at that point I really didn't want to go back to 1-1, so I thought I would try my chances at getting a propeller in the mushroom house. Didn't really work out too well, but I ended up getting one in the World 1 mushroom house, and that was pretty hype. Didn't really get to use it though, because Tompaa's fast and I'm not.
I mean, I'm not that fast, but
I mean, hey, we're both equally fast according to our PBs.
yeah.
But you know.
I mean, my second run was like,
honestly,
I was trying to get the drop so long.
The beginning, the beginning of my third run was like really good, and then like pretty much everything was solid, and then I got to the tower, and I was like, oh, I'll just play safe and make sure I don't lose the propeller, and then I'll be fine. And then I lost it, and I was like, well, darn, run's over. So that's one of the things that like most people who would watch this stream don't really know, but this game is so reset heavy and it's so like volatile that if any of those runs where we lost a propeller in like 1-2 or like the beginning of World 5, we would just reset. There's like no reason to continue any run like that, which is why like if you don't die the whole run or don't lose any power-ups, you basically win.
The thing about this game is propeller just saves so much time, and there are so few places to get it. Like there's the one in 5.3, which I'd recommend everyone learn how to get, but besides that, you pretty much have to go to the beginning of the game.
Yeah. That's why I kept going back to 1-1, because I'm bad at 5.3, and I figured if I did get the backup in 5.3, I would have just died anyway, so it wouldn't have really mattered. But once I learn 5.3, it'll be easier to do that, obviously. But that's the thing too, like propeller is kind of like cape in Super Mario World, where basically if you lose it, then you're kind of screwed and you need to go back and get it, or else you're not going to be able to do the rest of the run pretty much. Like in that level where we do the big skip in 5.4, it's basically like you save over a minute. So if one person gets it first try and the other person gets it like third try, you're like already a minute ahead. That's why it's really important for us to save after we do the tower.
So I guess any final comments from either of you?
This game sucks.
Yeah, it really sucks.
But realistically, this is just a fun game, and if you have to put a lot of time in it to be consistent, and even if you do put a lot of time into it, runs sometimes just aren't good. So it just happened to be an off day for both of us, and you know, stuff happens. So this game is fun. Definitely, you guys should all definitely run it and experience the joy that is running New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Isn't that right, Gix?
I'd say, like, if you're gonna seriously run it, just stop at 25-30.
Yeah, you're right. Honestly, like,
I have a 25-10, and basically I have 4 seconds to improve before I have to go for 5.56. So not going to be playing any percent for quite a while, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. You just hit a wall at that point, which is unfortunate. Alright, I'm going to turn off this video game. It was a good time racing you, Tompaa. I wish both of us had played better. But it's okay.
And I don't think the next race for this is scheduled, but
yeah. Dude,
it'll be on the schedule eventually.
It's me versus you, man. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, but there are like also 3 other groups, so I don't know if any of them are going first.
Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here because this game is awesome. But I got places to be. So thanks for the race, and Enjoy the rest of your day, you guys.
See ya.
All right, that was new Super Mario Brothers Wii, the 80% tournament. Man, punishing game. One small mistake leads to potentially minutes of time loss. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens if someone can put together a nice clean run. And it should be good stuff. So, what's happening is in 45 minutes, if I check my... Yep. We're going to have a Metroid Fusion match between Eagle and Mandatobi, which should be pretty good, actually. But that's 45 minutes. Yeah, well, the stream's going to go down. We'll be back in 45 minutes with Super Metroid. There's a ton of stuff happening on the channel. Now and in the future, Legend of Zelda DX, Diddy Kong Racing, Super Castlevania 4, Super Metroid Randomizer, Pokemon Red, Mega Man X3 might be finished now, Donkey Kong Country All Stages, Majora's Mask, Any Percent, Final Fantasy Randomizer, Shovel Knight, Pokemon Crystal is the first I've heard of that, actually. Binding of Isaac coming up in Halloween. A ton of content on the channel. You can check the schedule there at speedgaming.org/schedule. And I highly recommend you come back in 45 minutes for Metroid Fusion 100%. It's going to be a good one. We'll see you then.